Is it better now?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
sound good to you, geek?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, we should be live. So make sure I shared this with sound. And we're gonna have sound, man. All right, guys. New song, let's do it.
Bootcamp grind, goals arise, creating wealth, no surprise. Who's can here? Teach the way, victory's ours every day. Stampede of might, every army strong. Warriors unite where they belong. Fight together, win the prize, earn the fees, time to rise. Stampede of might, every army strong. Warriors unite where they belong. Fight together, win the prize, earn the fees, time to rise. Step by step, rules before, power surges, a mighty storm. Together strong, every army might, fees we conquer in the fight. Goose Gang leads, wisdom shared, battle tactics always prepared. Forge the path, victory we claim, ride the waves, no one's name. Tactical mind, fierce and proud. Echoes of these roars shouting loud. Together we march, unbreakable chain, honor one, feast again. With every swing, with every stride, earn it all, feel the pride, Meteora's call. Hear the sound, triumph's ours, stand our ground. Down. Stampede of might, every army strong. Warriors unite, worries unite where they belong. Fight together, win the prize, earn the fees, time to rise. Step by step, rules before, power surges, a mighty storm. Together strong, every army might, fees we conquer in the fight. Who's can leads, wisdom shared, battle tactics always prepared. Force the path, victory we claim, ride the waves, no one's tame. No one's tame, no one's, no one's tame. No one's tame, no one's tame.
Oh yeah, guys. I hope that got you good and pumped for Advanced Boot Camp Pool Creation Edition. Welcome, welcome. This is our first one ever. So excited. A lot of this been in the works for a while. So thank you for coming. And we got an hour, so let's get cracking. And there we go. This is our agenda for today. We're going to cover dynamic pools, DLMM pools, the fees and costs for that, some best practices, and hopefully we'll have enough time for Q&A. And this is just real quick who I am if you're not familiar. If you are here, you probably already know who we are, but this is me. And co-leading with me today is Mario, Bootcamp instructor, the Mario Goat. I'm loving this new art by NJ. He lent me some of that. He's pure greatness here. But here's Mario. Give him a follow on X, memecoin assassin. You know, you need to. If you're not, you need to reevaluate your life. But moving on, we're going to jump right into it, but I do want to give a bit of warning and disclaimer. Creating pools is not free. There is costs involved that you don't get back, so please be careful when you're creating pools. If you're unsure what you're doing, learn first. If you are coming to us straight, you just got into Meteora, take one of our regular boot camps first. Get comfortable with it before you start doing these things. Because again, you create the wrong kind of pool, you're going to have a bad time with it. And we don't want you to have a bad time and waste your money. So we're going to jump right into this. And Mario, feel free to jump in at any time. But
Yeah.
let me get.
Sounds good. Do you want me to cover dynamic pools as well?
Well, I'm going to get started with that. Give me just a second here.
Yeah, awesome.
To change, because I did have a bit of a plan. So here we go. We should see my screen, my
Yeah,
Meteora. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so dynamic pools is where we're going to start. These are very simple. Create pool. Now, I do want to point out something here real quick. You cannot create a farm on your own. Those are not permissionless. You'll notice that all pools with farms, well, not all with, you can't create the farm itself. You can create a pool, but you can't create the attached farm. You also cannot create an LST pool. You'll notice that all of these are created by Meteora. If you want to create a LST pair like these, you need to open a ticket and the team will help you. And the same goes for multi-token pools. I don't really know anybody that actually uses these, not too many, but you can't create those. You can only create regular dynamic pools. So here we've got three types to choose from: volatile, stable, and meme coin. And meme coin and volatile are basically the same thing, but there's a stark difference here with meme coin. If you choose this option, you are locking all of that liquidity into that pool forever. Now, while you can earn fees forever on that, you don't do this unless you are creating a new token or you have one that you want to lock that liquidity forever. But anyway, so stable pairs, this is pretty simple. You've got your base token and your quote token, and like say for example, you wanted to create a USDT pool. Obviously, there's plenty of those already out there. We don't need to do that, but you got your quote token and your base token, right? You got your initial price here. You need to verify that. While this shows here the estimated market price, you want to verify that to be sure out on Jupyter. So we can see here the price is 1.00295. So you may want to update that there. You choose your fee tier. These are your only choices. And a new function here is the custom. If you say you wanted to start this pool next week, it won't launch until that time. But you can also see here this pool already exists. So, oh, I already got one. It'll take you a link straight to that pool. But it's very simple at this point. You just enter the amounts that you want. Of course, you need a little bit more than this, but it's recommended that you start with at least $600 worth of value for Jupyter to route this. But yeah, I'm going to go back actually to a volatile token. Now, let's just pick something at random here. So you got your base token and then the quote token. Now, if you were to do this in reverse, you're going to see here your base token is set to SOL. SOL is usually used as the quote token. What you're doing is you're creating an inverse pool, and especially on the DLMM, you'll catch hate for that. It's not a good idea. It makes the chart look goofy. But here on a volatile pool, you have a lot more choices on your fee tiers. And again, you can create a custom. The cost for this, to create this pool, is 0.03 SOL. And that's the only cost associated with it to actually generate that. And you can't get that money back because pools can't be destroyed. I'm not actually going to create this, but again, like here, you can either paste this or you can go out here and verify the price, which is, especially if you're doing a meme, you're going to want to do that. So one of these is worth this much. Copy that and paste that here for my initial pool price. So if I wanted to do this, I would. It's 0.3 SOL. Okay, so that's basically it with the dynamic pool setup. If you were to use the meme coin mint, where you're actually creating a new token, and we're not going to get deep into this, but this is a thing. When you're doing this, you are actually creating a locked liquidity pool. So you can't withdraw whatever you deposit here. So if you wanted to start this pool, you're going to need to understand that you're not going to get this money back. Anything you deposit after that and you don't lock, yes, you will, but you're creating a pool just like this by creating that meme coin. So dynamic pools are very simple, not much to them. Do we have any questions about dynamic pools? Oh, and what settings to use? So let me go back over that. If you're creating a stable pool, you're going to want a low fee. And you can see they're already pretty low fees. Most of the time, you're going to have a bad time with 1% or even 0.1% if it's truly a stable. You're probably going to want to pick one of these. Most true stables, most of the volume is going to happen at 0.01%. Occasionally, especially when they're new, this is not a bad choice to make. Marty, do you have any input on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that dynamic pools split your liquidity over a full range, so they go up to infinite price, and they're a good option if you're holding a coin that you think will, in the future, in a month, in a year, go up in value. You're kind of setting yourself up to farm some fees, and if the token price goes up, you will still have a healthy amount of tokens that you can withdraw at any time and sell when the market price is correct for you.
Yeah. And you might want to adjust your mic there, Mario, a little muffled. But yeah, thank you. Dynamic pools aren't hard, but they are great if you want to set it, forget it, or if you're looking to lock liquidity forever. Okay. So let me see here, come back to this. And this is something that, again, that locked liquidity, it can never be withdrawn. You can always claim and claim any earned fees. It's really not intended for people. If you're not creating a token, you're just doing regular LP, I don't recommend that you lock. But if you do lock liquidity, this is where you will be able to claim. As again, dynamic pools, fees are auto compounded into the pools. So unlike the DLMM, But if you've locked some liquidity and you want to claim those fees, this is how you do it. If you don't have locked liquidity, this is not even an option. Your fees are just compounded into the pool. So again, careful about burning liquidity. Yes, we will be discussing DLMM. So now we get into selecting fee and bin step, setting the initial price, the costs, and some best practices. So I'm going to do just a short bit here, and then I'm going to let Mario talk. Mario's probably made more than I have. But coming to the DLMM, we're go ahead and click on create a pool. Again, if you do this here, you're going to catch hate. We don't like you if you do this. It's not recommended. Makes the charts look backwards. So it's better to choose your stable or SOL for your quote token. Here on the base fee, which again, you can't change fees after you set it. So choose wisely. I will show you something here that's interesting to note. Whenever you set your base fee, it's going to limit the bin step. And this has to do with the math involved that I don't know. Ben Chow, founder Meteora, he could explain the math maybe if he felt like it, but I don't know what it is. But there's a reason why you can't just select like a 400 bin step pool with this low of fee. And going to the other extreme here, setting a base fee of 5%, the highest possible. These are your only choices for the bin step. Obviously 400 being the biggest. A common for a brand new meme is going to be a high bin step with a high base fee. You can see someone's already done that. And again, verify your price. There is a cost here. Again, it's not refundable. It's 0.03 SOL. And that's just to create the pool.
Can you guys hear me now better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So I wanted to explain more about the bin steps and the base fee. So all of the pools have different formulas for dynamic fees. So for new memes, you should go with 400 or 250 bin step pools because you can split your liquidity over a wider range. And you should use 5% base fee because those pools go up to 10% dynamic pretty fast. So if the coin goes down fast and doesn't range enough, you will still be able to cover some of the IL. One other pool that's really been performing is 200 bin and 2% base fee. That's the one we migrate to after some time because it also has a pretty decent dynamic fee formula, and it goes up to 8.75%, but it also goes down to 2% when there's not much volatility. So that's the one we go to after, let's say, 2 hours of meme being alive. And then later on, we move to 100 bin 2% pool. That one has the formula brings it to 3.68%, and it's really good at capturing quite a bit of volume. That's probably the one we use the most lately. There's also 1% that performs really well as well. But with 100 bin pools, you can cover minus 48%, so 48% price decrease in one position. So it's pretty much very good for memes that have been alive for, let's say, 6 to 8 hours. And then if something has like high market cap and it's popping off with volume, our 20 bin 0.2% pools undercut the competitors. So those catch tons of volume when we concentrate the liquidity. I would say those are the most used pools lately. And if you see a pool with good TVL, it's a good idea to join it because when you start a new pool nowadays for memes, you need a lot of TVL, and if it's not something that interests other people, so for example, you set up a 400 bin 1% pool, nobody will want to join it because people stick to a few pools that are decent performers. So keep in mind that you should probably join the others before creating these, because every bin array you have to rent also costs 0.07 Sol. When you create a pool, you have to pay 0.14 Sol. And if the price moves out of that range, you need to rent additional set of bin array, and that costs 0.07 Sol for every bin array.
Yeah, we're gonna get that, and I love that you just recap some of what we talked about in the regular boot camp. That's awesome. So let's actually go back to that. I'll pull this up. We talked about this during regular boot camp here, but and I'm just picking any old pool. If this was a brand new pool, actually, you know what? I'll create a new pool. I'll do it. I'll spend the money. Mario, give me a token.
Oh, damn! I've been out of the market for a
Oh, you
while.
have
Do one
Alex,
for
somebody
do one
give
for
me
Ray.
a token.
Yeah, Alex. I've been away for full 4
No,
hours.
that's fair. All right, I got it. Alex is gonna rug me here, so I'll put that in. Fur. All right. So is this a 255% or what are we doing here, Alex?
I think this one has been out for like a few hours now, and
Okay.
the 255 stops performing after some time after the initial volatility is gone. So as you can see, people have moved to 100 bin 2%, but if we want to undercut them, we can go with 1%. You can create that one. And
Okay.
the 1% pools have pretty good dynamic formula as well. They go, I think, up to 1.85. So they outperform the 2% pool, but the thing is, the lower fee you set, the more risk of IL you get. If the token goes down only, you're gonna get very little in fees. That's the reason why you want to start with high base fee and then move downwards on a scale.
Yeah.
I think that 100 being 1% pools are actually not 1.8 percent of the dynamic fees. It's like 2.6. So the 2% pools are 3.65 and 1% pools they max out around 2% 65. So the dynamic fee is actually for 2% pools, so the dynamic fee is like 80% higher than the base fee. And for the 1% pools, it is actually two times bigger than even more, two and a half times bigger than the initial base fee, and they go there pretty quick. So lately, I think I'm noticing that 1% pools, of course, they're a little bit more risky, but considering this risk, they're performing much better than 2% pools. Of course, they are not as safe, but still for large market cap coins like now, for example, Reef, we looked at it at the regular bootcamp. I think these are much more suitable overall.
Yeah. Thank you, Gosha. And I don't know if you guys could see my wallet app here. You can see that it cost me 0.3 Sol to do this. Is this my wallet app
Yeah,
interact?
it's showing up. Yep.
Okay, great. So yeah, that's what it cost me just to create the pool, right? And again, guys, don't jump in this pool. This is a demonstration. So I don't have any fur, so and I'm not going to buy any.
Except for the fur on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have to buy that. I grew it. I farmed it. Again, the demonstration purposes here, I'm just putting in 0.1 Sol, and it's not gonna it's not going to really get a whole lot of routing. Again, demonstration here. Sol needed to
So
create one
on that
position.
note,
Yep.
so sorry to interrupt, but on that note, when you just created a pool and it's volatile, the price is volatile, it's always a good idea to put in 0.1 Sol just to sync the price. And if you put 10 Sol, the price might have already dumped like 20%, and you will be arbitraged. So you will incur a lot of loss.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. You know, I did set the initial pool price, but that's not going to change until there's actually liquidity in the pool itself for the price to move to. If swaps aren't happening, the price is not moving, pool gets out of sync. Right now, it's not really far off. So like you said, start with a very small amount, just to account for any arbitration so that you don't lose out too much. Actually, let me cover this again. So we see here, Sol needed to create one position, 0.197, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's get the breakdown for that. Again, don't just mash buttons, guys. Pay attention to what you're doing. So here, my position, as always, is 0.05 Sol. I get that back. See, it's refundable. Whenever I close this position, I'll get it back. But I've got to create two bin arrays here. Okay, no bins have existed. No liquidity has ever existed in this pool, ever. It's brand new. So I've got to create bin arrays, and the rent on the blockchain itself is 0.07 Sol per bin array. Unless you're going really wide, two bin arrays is usually common. So we're looking at spending 0.14, which is actually more than I'm actually putting in the pool at this time, but I'll never get that back. So whenever you're creating a pool, you should be relatively confident that you're going to not just recover impermanent losses with fees, but you're going to recover the cost to make the pool itself. So I'm going to add some liquidity here for financial advisor. Okay.
I also wanted to say that even though the bins are rented, when the price is super volatile, sometimes when you go tight, I like to make some tight positions. And when you want to go tight in active bins and they've been rented recently, sometimes it wants you to pay for them again. So if that happens to you, just extend your range by 1 or 2 bins and it should go away. That's a known issue and the team is working on a fix. And I've paid probably like 2-3 Sol to that, but it only happens for memes that are super volatile and when the bins have been rented just recently. So please read before you confirm.
Yes, please read before you confirm. And this is great. I love that this popped up because here it's giving me this warning that the pool price is greater than 5% different than the estimated market price by Jupiter. So adding more, you can hit arbitration. We have this button right here, sync with Jupiter's price. Now, if you've ever been in this, you'll notice that's not always there. And the reason for that is that there cannot be any liquidity between where it's at and the actual market price. If there's none, you'll get this sync. If there is, it's not going to do that because you'll rip through somebody's liquidity. But you hit this button to sync and it costs nothing to do. Well, actually it costs a tiny bit. And I'm gonna hit yes. What is going on here? And it's failing. Neat. That's fun. Oh,
I'm not sure if you'll be able to sync it. Did you withdraw the liquidity? Yeah, the bin range is not empty.
okay.
So you can sync a pool using that button when there is any liquidity in. But if there is liquidity and you want to sync it badly, what you could do is buy some fur, just 0.05 Sol worth, and then put it in a range that covers current active price. And if you're the only one providing liquidity in that range and the price keeps going up and you want to chase it with one-sided sol, it's a good idea to buy literally a very small amount of token just to make sure that the price gets synced all the time.
Soul flare picking me off here. Now my connect, come on. All right. I'm gonna move off of edge and go to out. See if that makes any difference. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna close the position.
I think your withdrawal executed before the close.
Neat. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's see if it'll sync button will come up. It hasn't. Soul flare is starting to piss me off, man. There we go. Sync with Jupiter's price. Approve. Cost me a little bit. I swear that used to be free. It says it's synced. Well, let's find out again. You want to test this with a small amount of liquidity. Let's fuck it, we'll go wide. See, man, this thing is volatile. Cool. All right. So now I want to get just a hair of this token. Get a couple bucks. Slippage tolerance. Man, I gotta set my settings. All right, cool. So I got a little bit of fur. Now I'm fully prepared for some arbitrage to happen. And maybe in this case it'll happen in my favor. We'll see, but I've got all of $6.79 in here. And now we can go and see what you probably won't see anything at all here on the chart because exactly 0 swaps have happened through here. And why is this? Well, it's probably because I don't have enough liquidity. I need some more liquidity to happen in here. Arbitration usually happens fairly quickly. Sometimes you have to bump up just a little bit more. But what do you think, Mario? Should we add some more, or is this good enough?
I think it's good enough. It's just not yet the most, favorable price for traders. The price in other pools is 118, so you're not far off.
Right.
And the amount of liquidity is very low. So I think that's the reason why you're not getting trades.
Yeah. Yeah. Small swaps. And again, guys, this is just for demonstration. All right, Mario, do you want to drive for a bit and share anything, any more alpha on, or like how to do this, best practices for creating for Oh.
Usually, I would probably recommend people to like check Metlex first and see the DLMM 100 tab. That's pretty much what I have open 24/7.
Mm.
If you want to LP something, there's a very high chance that someone already did it and created a pool for it. So you're saving the cost. And I personally like we don't really create that many pools. There's just so many people that do it. So just check Metlex DLMM 100 and check if the coin that you want to LP, has a pool. You can also use Dex Legend to see all of the pools on Metlex. And if you don't have to, don't create the pool. The Goose Gang LPs pretty much all of the memes. So we're on the pool creation. We're chasing it down. When the pools stop performing, we create better ones, and we LP the coins for as long as it's profitable. So just if you want to create a pool, think about it twice. Think why there's not a better pool or a different pool for it, because sometimes we LP coins that have huge risks associated with them. We LP coins that have horrible bubble maps but great volume. And even like after 2 or 3 hours, you don't want to go for a lower fee, just because the price can drop like a stone and you can be left out with major losses.
Oh, cool. We're airing out there. Neat. That didn't work out.
Yeah, so using Dex Legend, you can show that when you paste the CA of the token, it will show you all of the pools available on Meteora and on competitors, and you can see the amounts of trades they get.
Yeah, I'm actually getting some action here, but I actually did that. Copy, drop it in, and it's giving me error. I'm not going to troubleshoot that. But the point remains. So this is good practice for memes, what we've covered so far. Now, not everything, we're not trading memes all day, every day, right? Or at least not everybody is. Some people are going to do things that are a little bit more stable, blue chips, stables themselves. So I'm going to switch to a different wallet here and give some ideas on other pools.
Yeah, so I just want to say that for memes, you want to drop the fee and follow the volume, but for these stable pools, TVL is the king.
Yeah.
And if you're creating a new pool, and there's like, for example, for Sol USDC, you will need at least 100K of concentrated liquidity to make it worth it. And it usually won't outperform the bigger pools, even if they have a bigger base fee, because those pools have much larger TVL per bin. So they will have huge trades routed through them. For example, like this pool, it has 730K TVL and 0.3% fee. If you start a new pool and use, for example, 0.2% fee, it still won't be able to undercut this pool, because you won't be able to have the same amount of liquidity to cover those big trades, and you really depend on those big trades when you go for blue chips.
Yeah. So like in here, this IO Sol, there's two main big pools here that's happening. The big one, or the big TVL volume in this return, the 20 bin step, 0.2, it's going to get some swaps over this one. There's less liquidity, so you'll miss out on some, but for me, and I don't like for this, I don't like the 20 bin step, because I want my range to be a little bit wider, because whatever I'm trading, a project token, blue chip, whatever, I want to set this thing and I want to walk away sometimes. I want that option. I may set a tight range, or I might set a wide one. That's a different discussion. But in this particular one, I wanted this lower bin, somewhat lower bin step, but this lower base fee. I didn't create this pool, obviously. We'll get into here. Been in this shit forever. 50 bin step base fee is 0.4. I've actually created a different pool in the beginning for this one. Or actually, I had this pool got created before. Well, there we go. There's the right one. Had a pool created before it was permissionless. I had to get Ben to create it for me. I created this pool many months ago. And what my goal was to basically beat Radium. I wanted to win the swaps over other trading platforms. And at the time, this won. And I was getting swaps, but I reached a certain point where I didn't have enough TVL to get enough of the swaps, even though I had a better fee, better price. I didn't have the TVL to really get it all. So I ended up moving to this higher one, and I'm getting this. This has helped me offset the IL, right? Low dynamic fee, whatever, and I've got a ton of positions here. I'm not promoting any specific token here, guys. I'm just pointing out, this is it's a slow mover. It's a long burn. But if you're wanting these, if you set up a pool like this for a long project token, you set a 5% fee, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a real bad time. You're going to get almost nothing. So that's one of the things that you want to take in consideration where, the type of token is very important. Mario already talked about, when it's brand new, you want that high fee, that bigger bin step. And as it gets older, if it's got staying power, it hasn't rugged, start moving into lower fees, lower bin steps until you reach a certain point. Because again, while you want swaps, if you set your fees and everything too low, you're not going to earn enough fees to account for that IL. Hopefully that all made sense.
Yeah, and TVL is really the king. It
is king.
If you see a 100 bin 2% pool for a meme, and if it has like 200 300k of TVL, which happens pretty often now on Meteora, you probably shouldn't move out. Like, there's no point in trying to undercut it when most people will stay in the 2% pool and the large trades will happen in there. I also forgot to mention that we also use 125 bin 5% pool. The dynamic fee on that one goes to 7.68%, and it's also a pretty good alternative to 50 bin 5% when the price stops being as volatile. So the 250 bin can cover 81% drop in price. So that's why we love it. You can really set up a super wide range, and sometimes it's not even enough. It goes out of range because the memes go parabolic up and then they dump, and that price action in 250 bin pool is awesome. But when it gets to a point where the price fluctuates, for example, 5 to 10%, the 250 bin pool won't be able to accommodate those trades, and 125 5% can do it because of the lower fee and more concentrated liquidity. So that's also a good contender to move to from the initial high fee pool.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Now I'll point out just a few other things. There's, people trade meme. I don't know the answer on that one, but this is project. This is kind of more rare. Very low TVL. And the only reason why I'm even in this pool is because I had some spare render and some spare NOS, and it was just sitting in my wallet. It would have been wiser to just hold these tokens, maybe, but I said let's throw it in there. So 80 bin step, it's not too low because I don't want to deal. I don't want to watch this all day. I don't want to be in a 1 bin step. I don't need all that in my life, but it's a low base fee. I'm never going to see much of anything on the dynamic fee. This just sits there. It earns hardly anything, but I don't really care. This is just like bonus money. And with this, every now and then I'll compound, throw my money wherever. But this is another type of pool. Not created very often.
Yeah, so meme to meme pools are good if you're fine with ending up with a bag of either of those memes. And what you're essentially doing is swing trading those memes, and it can be good. Like sometimes we have the PvP in tokens, and if you pair those two tokens, I remember one time we did that, and those pools like really performed well. I also tried experimenting with meme to meme, and I was getting like something like 4% per day yield on not very volatile memes. So it is a good idea to, for example, if you have conviction that something will pump and you have two memes just sitting in your wallet, you can pair your fees from those positions, and just leaving them there. Because they won't be converted to SOL, they're just converted between each other. And since both assets are volatile, you will get quite a bit of arbitrage trades. You want to set the base fee at whatever you're comfortable with. So if you set it at 2%, I think that's a good way to go for meme to meme, because you will be earning 2% on every trade made. And if you go lower, you risk to get arbitraged all the way out of your range for not much gain.
Thank you. Gosha, he's got his hands up. You got something?
Yes, just something quite quick. I just wanted to talk about the pool. Mario speak about 100 being 2% pools, which I do agree with. They are ideal for the memes, which are a little bit more established. I'm sorry that I'm returning back to the memes. I just have an observation. If you if you can open fart coin pools, this coin is like already around 400 million market cap, so quite big. And in Meteora pools, because TVL, as we already spoke about, it's very important. People lock their TVL, not lock, but they do keep liquidity in 100 being 2% pools, which are not very good for very large market cap tokens, which are over 100 million, I think. They're not effective. And because TVL is very important, people still keep it in there. And it is why everyone in Meteora now receives not good fees on it. Volume is bad. So I just want to say that if you see a token which probably in your opinion is subjective, has potential, or it is a large market cap, and it does not have any pools, don't be wary of what you are creating, because at some point you can create a pool in which all the community will put their money in, and after that moving out, so moving to another pool is very difficult, because already our instructors talk about that if you have money in one pool, because TVL is very important, I won't get into why it is important. If you move a little bit of money in a lower fee pool, it will not perform great. But if everyone does it at the same time, it will. But no one does, because we're not cooperating on this. We're all doing it individually. And I'm just saying that sometimes creating bad pools will lead to every one of us. I don't say you should care, but everyone in Meteora lose, because TVL is like as I said, TVL is important. TVL ends up in one place, and it's very hard to move. So if someone cares, just be aware that if you do this, if you do a bad pool, everyone else loses. Not only you, everyone else loses, and it's bad for Meteora as a whole. So yeah, just to throw it out. Sometimes in these market conditions, sometimes consider lower people. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying it is how to do things all the time, but today when we have a lot of coins which have very big market caps, like they go to 50 million very easy. For example, we looked at Reef on our regular bootcamp, and the domestic pool is 100 being 2%, which is, I think, okay, but not completely ideal for the 50 million market cap. But everybody LP is different, so maybe you have a different style of LPing and you like it better. But just to throw it out there.
Yeah, thank you, Gosha. And I just wanted to hammer home one point quickly. You talk about, doing this together. That's what's great about getting in our Discord and coordinating with others. It's player pump player. So if we join into a single pool together, we get that TVL, we win that volume, we win together. It's not you versus me. I don't need to beat Photon Magic or Geek or Alex. I don't need to be these guys. We need to pump each other by doing this together.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that the difference in earnings is not a few percent. It can sometimes be 5% more, 5 times more that you can earn with a better optimized pool. So it's really considerable amount. For example, a 255% pool can yield you maybe, if it says maybe 30% in a day, and then 100 bin 2% pool with the same range would give you, for example, 100%, 150% per day. So you really have to follow the masses, and some general guidelines are, 255 for a start, then move to 125.5 or 100 bin 2%. And then if you see the pool dynamic fee getting stuck at 2%, that means it's not performing. Follow the others, follow everyone else, follow the liquidity, and go to a lower fee pool. We really have to do that to keep volumes high on Meteora, because we have high volumes when coins launch, and then as time goes on, we lose that volume because we use suboptimal pools.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, dude, I've seen, Goose, they'll go and make 6 figures in a day collectively. What was that one you did, Mario, that you made like 16 grand in a day off of RTR?
Yeah, it was RTR, yeah, but that one was an exception. We had
Yes, that was an outlier, but still.
Yeah, but we have them, like, we have those pop up pretty often. Like 2 days ago, I think we had Rex. Rex was also good, and that pool was definitely suboptimal, but there was no radium alternative. It was a 400 bin 2% pool, and it performed super well because there was a lot of liquidity there, and we weren't competing with radium, so we were getting most of the volume routed through there. But as time went on, that pool stopped performing even with the TVL, because the main dynamic pool fee went down. So we had to undercut it with 100 bin 2%, and I'm not sure how that one is performing, but I'm not sure it's doing too good now, but people are too scared to move their liquidity. That's why we need, to teach people to just take the risk and move to a lower fee pool, because these memes can print for weeks on end. They don't print 100% in a day, but 20% is relatively doable for most of these.
Yeah, no doubt. And and I was late to the party on Rex, and just for giggles last night, I mean, I got in there just for fun. 21 minutes, $33, only 3 SOL, but yeah, that was in and out. It's not quite the Mario speed run of $50 in 30 seconds, but
I think I used 20 SOL on Rex, and I managed to pull 7K profit in 6 hours on it.
Hey, so can I get a loan?
Sure.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So let's see what else we have. So we're down
Looks
to
like Otto wants to come up on stage.
is this the
HMC.
real Otto?
I think it is the real Otto.
I'm
I think it was
promote
him
him.
earlier, actually.
Well, promoting Otto to talk here, but just really quick, couple housekeeping things because we only have a few minutes left. So if you're not on our Discord, please join our Discord, be a part. We hope that this experience has been good for you. We would love your feedback. This is our very first advanced boot camp. More to come, topics to come. Post about this on X. Tag bare minimum Meteora AG. Just tell them what you thought of this. Any feedback. Feel free to tag the Goose Dow, myself, Mario there, Meme Coin Assassin. You can any of the other guys here in Alex, Gosha, Geek. Feel free to put your stuff in the chat here. But tag us, let us know what you think. Now, this completion form, right now we're not giving out any rewards, rerolls, NFTs, or anything like that. All we're asking for is your Discord ID, your public wallet address, and your X if you want to put it in there. We may do something in the future, so we would want to know who did this now. We'll keep this open, I don't know, for a week or so. But again, there's no promise of anything at this time. So that's that. Otto, did you have something you wanted to share with us today?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, it's the real me. I just wanted to make sure I was following what Gosha was saying before. I think what I heard was clarified by Mario in that if you are creating pools or if you're putting liquidity into pools that are not getting any volume, you're actually not helping Meteora as much as you could be. Is that the basic idea? Like it might be what you're used to, but you can actually help Meteora and the DLMMers and the LP army by putting liquidity into pools that are getting more usage. Like it's a win-win for the community. Is that the general idea?
Yeah, it is, but
Yes.
it's also a big win for you because you get a lot more profits from fees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I got that.
Yeah. Thank you, Otto OG out here. I love it when you show up, man. Anything else, guys? That you want to know? Okay. Well, for 1 minute left, there's nothing else. We'll call it. Actually, let me post this form link in the Zoom chat. Just make it easy on you guys. If I can find it. There we go. Again, no reward for this at this time, but you fill that out. We'd appreciate it. And again, we'd appreciate your feedback out there on X. Share it, share the love with people. And we thank you for attending. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you, Mario. Appreciate that. Gosha, Geek, Alex, Photon, Otto, all of you for your input and helping with this. And you guys have a great one.